Welcome to Liberating in a Beauty Revolution. I am Lucia Gabriela, and I welcome you to prepare some healthy healing meals. Today we're going to cook, we're going to make a delicious vegetarian ceviche. Ceviche is one of my favorite recipes that my mom, my grandmother, my uncle used to make when I was little. Unfortunately, ceviche usually has shrimp. And for health purposes and because we want to make it vegetarian, we're gonna use mushrooms instead of shrimp. Any other kind of like seashells and like shells and things like that. So the first ingredient is we're gonna do onions, the red onions. We're gonna cut the red onions, and what we're gonna do with the onions are we're gonna soak them in lime, on the green limes. And what it's going to do is going to take that little, taste of onion that a lot of people don't like, and that's what I usually do when I try to, bribe my daughter to eat onions, because onions are very healthy for you, and especially if you see a lot of the Latin cultures, European cultures, they eat a lot of onions and garlic. We're gonna make them very fine, and you can see I'm like already tearing up a little bit, but we're gonna cut the onions very fine. Onions are great for the hair. If you want to have a beautiful hair, you want to eat onions all the time. So you're gonna cut the onions little fine. Sometimes they're a little hard to make little fine, but that way they get camouflage. So we're gonna cut that as much. We're gonna do 2 onions. These recipes, my goal with this recipe is to make a serving for 4 people, for family of 4. Sorry about my tears, but it's the onion. A family of 4. And all the recipes that we're gonna make a healthy healing meals, we targeted to make them under $20. Yesterday, when I went shopping for these 3 recipes that we're going to be sharing with you today, and you're going to be watching one recipe at a time, we spent it under $55, and it was great. So we can have a lot of meals for under $20, and that's our goal, to share that with you. Now what we're going to do, we're going to cut the limes. And the limes are gonna make the trick. So anybody who eats this delicious ceviche can really eat all the onions. And I have people tell me all the time, "Oh my God, can't believe that these are onions," and they eat it. Like my dad used to make a big recipe with this for like when we used to get colds. He used to make the onions with lime. He would put garlic sometimes and honey. And yeah, he would give us like a recipe, like when we were little. So it's a great, flu or cold little trick that we used to have when we were little. So you make sure take all the juicy, lime. They said like the universe always give you lemon to make lemonade. Sometimes I feel like the universe sent me limes, and I like to make delicious ceviches out of it. So it's like yummy. Very high in vitamin C. Very good. When you have a cold, you can use it with honey for throats and things like that. We'll be sharing with you the benefit of a lot of the ingredients we have here in our screen. So if I'm not telling you an ingredient, what the benefits of it or what is health benefit for that, it's because I like to concentrate on my food. I like to be present while I'm cooking. So if you hear me quiet, dancing, or laughing, or adding so much love to the food, yeah, that's what we do. One of the most important secret is not spilling lime on my eyes, but is to really be present when you cook. You know, turn off the TV, turn off the cell phone. Don't be multitasking. You go there, because a lot of the times, most of the time, being present is very important when we cook. Yeah, like it's gonna be my thing for it. So we're gonna soak it. And this is the first ingredient that you're gonna be doing for ceviches, vegetarian ceviches. Now we're gonna put it on the side. We have everything that we need for the next recipes on the side. And we're gonna start doing the other yummy part. We're gonna take tomatoes. We're gonna put them here. We're gonna take peppers, green peppers, parsley, cilantro, mushrooms, like another mushroom, scallions, and anything else, we shut the door. So from scratch, we're gonna make that, and we're going to be rinsing our mushrooms. You can buy the mushrooms cut already, but I personally like them to buy them on whole, because I feel like when you cut the mushrooms or any kind of fruit or vegetables, when you buy them cut, they already kind of lose a lot of the minerals and vitamins and health benefit, because when they're whole, you know, even if they out of the tree, the plant, the ground, or anything, they preserve the vitality a little bit more than actually cutting them. So when you start already using the knife and the metals and start cutting, the food goes, it get old faster. So we're gonna be rinsing our food. We trying to use as many organic ingredients as we can. I am not too crazy about making everything all organic if you can afford it. We run into situations where even the $20 is not gonna be all organic, so we try to make as much organic as we can. Okay, so if you can afford organic, don't worry about it. I'm gonna tell you the major ingredient secret I like to use when I cook, and it's pretty much love. When you put yourself in present and you cook from a place of love and saying thank you, God, for the food, for the vegetables, for everything I have in my life. Let's create that magic inside of us, and everything that we create, and miracles will happen. So I've been in a situation in my personal life where we don't even have money for organic food, so we just make the best out of it, and we just give a lot of love. We just put a lot of love into everything what we do. Actually, if you Google Dr. Emoto, he's a Japanese doctor that he shared with the whole world like the miracles of water, and how important our thoughts, our emotions are, and how positive thinking and positive emotions and feelings change the molecule of water. And with that concept, we have to understand that we are 70% water, and our fruit and vegetables are also made of water, So when you go and Google him, Dr. Emoto, the miracles of water, something like that, it will come up in YouTube on Google search, and you will see the beautiful, amazing pictures of positive thinking, love, peace, and happiness thoughts, how can transform water molecule. So that's the most important ingredient I like to use when I cook, when I coach, when I do anything in my life, because if just adding love into our food and well wishes, we would transform our food, we would transform our body, we would transform everyone around us, and we will be happy campers. So right now what we're doing is we are slicing the mushrooms, and I'm going to stop in a second because mushrooms are delicious. They're very healthy for you. It has a lot of great protein, have great the healthy sugar that we need and the body needs, like any type of mushrooms you can use. I like to use portobello mushrooms. I like to use shiitake mushrooms. Shiitake mushrooms are delicious. I like to use any kind of mushrooms you can encounter, you use in this recipe. And mushrooms has to be eaten like you have to cook the mushrooms a little bit before you use them. A lot of people eat mushrooms, raw mushrooms, and I have learned that mushrooms need to be cooked or a little steamed for at least 5 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to saute these mushrooms for like a few minutes. Nothing crazy. I'm going to maybe use a little bit of that. Let's say that we use 1.5 box of mushrooms for this recipe, because I feel like it's good enough. It's a lot. So we can add those mushrooms to our next recipe that you're going to see in our next video. And I'm going to start warming up our little pan. Warming it up a little bit. I like to use wooden spoons. I don't like to use anything too metal. We like to use all like how do you call these ones again? Aluminum, cast irons, metal. Nothing that really scrape or have chemicals in it, or Teflon or anything like that. We're gonna be adding a little bit of, I like to use red palm oil. You can find it in Whole Foods or you can buy it online. I also like to use coconut oil because they are the best oils that we can cook on. They're saturated fat. They're very healthy for you. You are trying to lose weight. You can eat 1 spoon of coconut oil in the morning. It does miracles to your body. I can share more about that in our blog. But I have heard people do it and they're incredible, see the benefit of it. So we're just gonna warm up a little bit our pan in here, just for like a few minutes so we can saute that. Because it's very important that you learn to saute your mushrooms all the time. It doesn't matter that I like to rinse everything before I cook and move to the next ingredient. Here. Now what we're gonna do is, that's gonna be the tricky part. We're gonna take the tomatoes and we're gonna take 3 tomatoes and we're gonna put it in a blender. We're just gonna, over here, I'm gonna cut a little more. 3 tomatoes in the blender. And now the heavy work gonna start. I love this recipe. It's delicious, it's yummy. The only part is a little bit of work is the one that we're gonna have in a few minutes. Okay, so our pot is warming up a little bit. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the mushrooms, yummy, yummy mushrooms, to saute them. Just for a little bit, nothing crazy. So let's just count for like a good time of 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes. So I'm looking at the time right now, and I'm just mushrooms are my favorite. That was the best ingredient I was able to, best superfood I have been able to eat before I became vegetarian. It took me a long time to become vegetarian. I didn't do it for like any trend, or I didn't do it because of anything political or anything crazy. I did it for my own personal spiritual reasons. I'm a blood type A, so it's easier for blood type A to become vegetarians than blood type O. So if you're a blood type O and you want to go vegetarian for spiritual reasons or for any kind of like belief system that you get, I would definitely recommend you to go to your doctor, holistic doctor, coach, naturopath, people who are in the health and wellness industry and can guide you to do that shift and that transfer from going, meat eaters to vegetarians. It's not an easy transition. So I'm gonna add, I'm always cooking on inspiration, so I'm gonna be adding a little bit of oregano. I know everybody told me how much. My way of cooking is like inspirational. So what you do is you just add a little bit at a time and you taste it and you just play with it. It's like art. You just play with it a little bit at a time. So you're gonna see me, I'm not gonna tell you 1 spoon of this, 1 spoon of that. It just comes very naturally to me. It's very hard for me to put into spoons. So I believe that this little amount is gonna be like maybe half of a teaspoon that we're just gonna put it on mushrooms, just to give it a little taste of oregano to it. So we can hear the mushrooms are already like sauteing and stuff. Yeah, they start getting smelling delicious. So we're just gonna add 1 more minute. It has been 3 minutes so far of what I've been counting. And we're just gonna add 1 more minute to it. Like you can feel, you can see that. Like it's like, you need the mushrooms to a little bit burn, eliminate that acid that it has so you can eat it. It become eatable. I don't recommend to eat raw mushrooms all the time. So what I'm teaching you are things that I have learned through my whole life. I have studied so many nutritional and dietary philosophies and things like that, and I pick and choose what works for me, what works for my body, what works for my daughter, and from what I have learned, I'm teaching you. So we're just going to turn it off now, and we're going to We don't want it too mushy because in the ceviche we want it to have a little crispy taste to it. Like you just want to have a little bunch of taste to it. So we're just gonna close it up a little bit, and we're just gonna remove it from the fire so it does not cook it, not cook too much. So we're just gonna bring that over here, and then we have our tomato. Now, the pain of this recipe are the oranges. So you're gonna bear with me there because we have to squeeze a lot of the oranges juice out for this recipe. So how many oranges we have in? We have in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 oranges. I know if you're lazy about this and you're in a rush minute, you want to use the, you can use the organic orange juice if you have it. But I like to make everything from scratch because it's yummy, delicious, and also, I like to use as much as we can of the natural whole stuff. But if you have a last minute thing and you want to use orange juice, go for it. Make sure that it's all natural, and like I said before, the most important ingredient is love. So, another thing that we can do to make these a little bit faster, because we want to make sure that you can make this quickly, and also if you're coming from work and you don't want to spend so many hours in the kitchen, I know that feeling. I'm just thinking of something quick I have done before, but like myself and some other people, we like to complicate our things, and we're doing the complicated thing right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the old-fashioned way. Like, I'm gonna do the lazy way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start peeling the orange. Back home, when I was little, they used to say that you started cutting the orange from this end all the way through it without killing the whole spiral, you will get married. I don't think so, but that's what we say. That's what I grew up with. So I don't think I'm getting married this year. So, but that's what they say. So you want to play that game? We can play that game and see. I know, Mike is laughing in the back. So yeah, you see, I got it, Mikey. Look at it. It's looking beautiful. You can dry it. You can make a decoration out of it. You can decorate your stuff with it. It's really fun. Cooking is fun. It's not about like being serious all the time. So you got like another one there. I think. So. Oh, see, that's it. Okay, so we're just gonna cut it. Be careful with your knife. I know. You see, this is faster way, isn't it? Gosh, why did I think of that before? So we just cut it, and now we have to remove our decoration. We can just put it over here somewhere. But I need more juice. So I'm gonna squeeze some of them because the machine is not gonna make it so easy. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, okay. Don't forget. Ready? Let's go. blank. Power. We had to put power for it. Make sure you press the button of power and then you go So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna do some spices. Again, I go with spices. So what we're gonna add, we're gonna do sea salt. We're gonna do a little bit of cumin, a little bit of turmeric, and that's it. If you like some pepper, oh, I feel inspired today for some pepper, but not too much. We're gonna put it in the mix. Cumin always add a nice, beautiful taste. I know you're gonna tell me, please, Lucia, tell me what you're doing. It's not my house, so I have my friend lend me the house to cook today. So I'm looking for the silverware. What's the silverware? Duh, it's here. So Mikey's laughing at it. It's like, oh my gosh. But anyway. If you are in Sarasota and you want me to come and teach you how to cook, we have a workshop, so you're very welcome to email me at lucia@beyondhealthy.net, and I can definitely come and teach you how to cook. So I will be in New York, sometimes I will be in California, so if I'm around, I will let you know. Just make sure that you subscribe to our website and YouTube channel and just keep in touch. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting a little bit of cumin. I would say, like, you can tell how much it is, like 1/3 of the spoon. So we're gonna do that. Turmeric. Turmeric is yummy and also it's very healthy for you. It's anti-cancerous kind of healthy superfood. So I know people are afraid to use too many condiments, but I like to use turmeric. So you can say, well, I'm just gonna take a little bit just for today, less. I usually like to use it more, and also add color to it. I like to use turmeric, and you will see me. I'm gonna be adding some turmeric on my rice. I like to use turmeric when I make yellow rice. Pepper. Let's just add a tiny little bit of pepper, just to give it a little spice to it. It creates like, I don't know, Mikey, can you see? Oh, that's way too much. Get that ball out of there. I don't want people to be like, oh my God, too spicy. But if you like a little spicy, go for it. What, a little too spicy. That's a little too spicy. There we go. Right here. And the rest goes over here because we can't put it back into the container. Not healthy, you know. We never put stuff back in the container after you take it out. That's a big no-no. So make sure that we cap. And now we're gonna do the sea salt. I just bought these last night, so I haven't used it yet. And here we go. Sea salt. We're just gonna use. For sea salt, I like to. Let's go with a hand. You can use the spoon, the hand. I'm in the old natural way. I'm having a hard time getting salt, but that's okay. I would say that's like what? A half a spoon? Yeah. I can use a little more of it. You can add a little more salt to it, if you like, at the end. But for now, we're just gonna do that. This is cooking live with me. I'm so happy you are joining me for it. Okay. I know all my friends in New York are gonna be like so excited I'm making these videos because they have been begging me to share my recipes. Even though they are on my website, on my blog, raisingmyhealthyeater.com, you still whole benefit of watching this video today. So we're just gonna do that over here. Make sure that you always clean. We're gonna put the juice. Look at that yummy juice. Whoop. That's a whoopee. You didn't do that. Oh my gosh. My cooking videos are gonna be so raw and so natural, so mean. Like, you're gonna have to laugh about it. So we go with it, right? So we're gonna put back everything in place. Make sure we always cook and clean at the same time. Don't be one of those messy chefs that have everything all over the place. You like my decoration? I like my new decoration sort of thing. Like, I'm gonna put it right there. So now what we're gonna do next is gonna bring in the other ingredient that we had. Actually, we have to use the scallions. So I forgot about that. Sorry. We're gonna cut the scallions and we're gonna add like a few more minutes and we're gonna be wrapping it up. So here we go. So now okay, so it's just gonna be you can use these little scallions or the big ones. It doesn't matter which one you use. It just adds an extra, you know, taste to it and also make it nice and crunchy. Perfect. So we're gonna have that. I'm gonna add that already in there. Just start putting it in there. Ooh, that sounds good. You heard that? Like a nice. We're gonna do the peppers. I said 3 peppers are gonna be great. And as you can tell, actually in this recipe, definitely spending less than $15. Like I said, we bought a lot of food yesterday for under under $55, and I was shocked. So we bought at Trader Joe's, and also we went to a local farmer store here to get some other ingredients, but pretty much that was it. I love to make meals that are affordable for everyone, easy to make. If I didn't think about blending all of it, like especially the orange, it would have been a little longer time consuming, but other than that, they're very easy to make, as you can see. Right, make sure you take this out. Don't be like me sometimes. My friends are like, "Oh, Lucia, you even put the stickers in it." I'm like, "Oh, yes, forgot about that." So, yeah. When it's about cooking, guys, please don't complicate yourself. Don't try to make it like all perfect. Oh, you want square, you want line, you want straight. What do you want? You want long, it doesn't matter. When you learn to cook with me, it doesn't matter. As long as you put a lot of love in what you do, a lot of fun. I asked Mikey we can put music and he said no. Pain in my butt, but whatever. He's like, no music. I'm like, why? I'm like, whatever. All right, but we had to concentrate. So here we are. We are adding more peppers to it. As you can tell, 1 pepper is good. I mean, I don't think that we need the other 2 peppers. So 1 pepper will be good. So we're just gonna adjust that in the recipe. After the tomato, we're just gonna do 2 tomatoes. Like I said again, don't complicate yourself. Don't complicate, oh my God, I had to make it square, I had to make it this. Just put the tomatoes in there for God's sake. That's it. Go see. Gonna cut in 4, and then we just keep cutting a little square, a rectangle, a triangle. I don't know the shape of this, but I'm just telling you, it's just yummy. Don't worry about the shape. Let's check it out. 2. Yeah, that's good. See how cool it's looking? Looking beautiful. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some little bit of parsley and cilantro, and we're just gonna chop it together. Shake it, 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 shake it. Okay. So I'm gonna take one quick. I remember it's here. Yeah. And you're gonna put a little bowl. Gonna make sure all the bowls are always clean. Gonna put the bowl. I'm gonna cut the cilantro and the parsley together, and this is gonna be for decoration at the end of it. Okay. Go. Now we're gonna grab onions. We're gonna wipe ourselves. I know I'm OCD. I know. I can't help it. But I like to cook in a nice, clean kitchen. So if you don't have a clean kitchen, don't call me. So now look at those yummy mushrooms. Yummy, yummy. They're very yummy. So now what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna just, you can see like some juice right here. Yummy. Okay. There we go. So put that back in there. I'm gonna wash it later for the next recipe. Ah, look at that. That's a dish itself, isn't it? Incredible. So I know I'm just gonna eat a little bit of salt, a little bit, just to mangiare right now. So like a little bit right here. Okay, people, this is looking yummy. Mikey, you want it? He's like, I'm gonna eat it all right now. Okay, so now, let me just taste this. Yeah. Nice and sweet. The onions are nice and sweet. Tastes good. Let me just have it in mushroom. If you're not eating your food while you cook, come on. I'm not gonna be a chef like that. It's nice and crunchy. Like those 4 minutes that we did at the stove, like saute them. They didn't make them all mushy, you know, like all like wilted, I believe so. That's the word, right? Mikey, wilted. That's the word that when they become too mushy. Yeah, we can talk. We can talk, Mikey. My English. You're gonna have to help me out with the words over here, buddy. But yeah, it's like nice and crunchy. So, tastes good. So you can tell for under $15 so far, you have this. It's more than for 4 people. So you can always save it. I know. I tried to make it before, but look at me. I ended up making for more. I mean, you can get like a big bowl. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna add everything to it. And now we're just gonna get another spoon. And the juice of the onions, it make it so yummy. I like my ceviche nice and thick because it kind of like fills you up more. Some ceviches are made with more juice than the pulp. I like to use the pulp because the pulp also has a lot of fiber to it, and it's great to cleanse the intestines and things like that. So the more fiber for me, the better. Especially if I'm doing a cleanse, or especially if I'm doing something, if that's my only meal we're gonna have in the day, I want to have fiber, and that's gonna fill me up, and it's going to make me not starve later on. So this is such a great meal. Like I said, these easily can go more for like definitely for 4 people. A big bowl for 4 people. But if you bring it to a party, it's fabulous. It's like, everybody can have a little bit of it and they're gonna love it. So I'm just gonna do the chef taste of it. The onion, the juice, the lemon, the lime. I call them lemons, so if you hear me call them lemons, because I call them lemon. I don't know, I grew up calling them lemons. So I come to America and it's lime. I'm like, gosh, so strict people. So now we're gonna taste that. We put a lot of love, a lot of blessings. Thanks to the universe for giving us delicious meals, and I'm just gonna taste it. Tastes good. I think for me it's great. I just think it's perfect. I just need a little pepper. I like my little spicy, but I'm just gonna add a little more pepper to it. And we are great. Actually, it has a great taste to it. I'm just gonna add a little bit of pepper, tiny little bit, nothing crazy. I would say that was enough. Enough. And then that's it. So what you're gonna do now, ceviche had to be served and cold. So we're just gonna put a little bit of the parsley and cilantro. Just for now, but that it actually is going to be for decoration. So we're just going to put a little bit of it because I like to add parsley and cilantro into the food, even that is not just for decoration when it's cold, because the taste kind of like merge with everything else and it just gives such a nice taste. I don't know, Mikey, you want to look at it? Look at it close. Okay, so I'm just going to cover that up, and we're going to make room for that, and we're gonna cool it up right here. And that will be a first dish for this series, and thank you so much for joining me. I will be showing you a few minutes when we're done. how delicious it is, and you're gonna see everybody eating, and I'm gonna be taking that picture of that with Mikey. Thank you so much. Again, this was Lucia Gabriela cooking healthy healing meals, and the recipe of today was vegetarian ceviche. So just tune in, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can have access to all the other videos that we're gonna be releasing, and join our community, be part of liberatinginnerbeauty.com, where you're going to have access to all the recipes that we're going to create, and also to empower you, inspire you, so you can transform your life from inside out. Thank you so much. I also want to promote that we're going to be doing a 4 retreat in 2015 in Ecuador. So join me to those retreats at www.shamanicadventure.com. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm so happy to share my little delicious food, and see you next time in the next video.